Perfect will of the Lord for the unmarried and the widow? Well, it is to stay single. Now, reason why the Apostle Paul writes to the church in Corinth regarding the unmarried and the widow was because there was definitely a problem regarding this. Now, the reason why Paul says it is far better for you to stay unmarried is because of the consecration and your ability to serve God fully as compared to where you were married, and your attention would also be diverted to the husband. But listen very carefully. Paul says it is better for you to be married than you burning with passion. So if the unmarried or the widow is burning with passion or desires for another physically, then it is better for the unmarried to get married, and it is better for the widow to be married as well. And the reason also we need to understand why Paul is speaking about this is that there may have been a problem, and there is that problem in our current day, where there are men and women who are single, who think that they have to get married, and they also have this guilt about staying unmarried when they look around and see how others have, in some way gotten married. So here Paul says the perfect will of God would be for you to stay unmarried so that you could serve the Lord. But he's not saying that this is the rule of law. He's saying this is better because of your service to the Lord, because of your consecration to the Lord. And he's talking here about the unmarried and the widow. And so we need to understand that we are not bound by society and society's rules. What we are bound by is the Lord and how we are serving him. And Paul makes this concession, or Paul says that you'd rather be married than you burning with the passion. So again, we need to look at it in the context of how Paul is writing, or what Paul is writing here, as he is led by the Spirit of God. And we also need to understand that Paul addresses another issue here, and that is him being unmarried. Now, there are many scholars who are in doubt as to whether Paul was married or was he unmarried. So here we can see Paul is clear about it when he says, I'd rather, or I prefer that you would be like me, which is unmarried. He was unmarried, or at least at the time that he was writing to the church in Corinth. And so he says that being unmarried actually helps him to be a better vessel for the Lord, and gives him the opportunity to be totally consecrated to the Lord, as compared to him also paying attention to a wife and fulfilling his duty as a husband to her. So we need to, again, as I said, read it in the context and know what Paul is saying as he is being led by the Spirit of God.